Welcome to the best gambling show, midnight. We're here Monday morning. We're going to do the opening lines. Let We got Mike here. Let's just start with what we saw in week 14. Just got done. Chiefs, Chargers. Chargers took care of business on the cover. Mike, it's so predictable. Did you see that last field goal? It's just so predictable.
I mean, I don't know what sort of rituals the Chiefs are doing in the locker room to have this keep happening to them, but I watched this at a bar with a Chicago Bears fan, and you can imagine how she felt at the reaction of that field goal after she's seen her team have all sorts of nonsense happen on field goals this year. So yeah, not I mean it's ridiculous, the Chiefs at this point. For the Chargers side of things, I really felt like the slow start that they had in this game was largely due to McConkey not playing. Like you could tell they missed him early, and it kind of took him a quarter or two to get into a groove. Joshua Palmer stepped up, and he had a pretty big game in this one. Um, Herbert made some plays down the stretch. Really ugly game overall, especially for our Sunday night game. But yeah, like you said, this is probably exactly how we predicted this to go.
It's crazy, man. And I felt like the Chargers were excellent in the second half.
Yes.
And like I see someone in the chat saying proud of how the Chargers played. I am. And also like they try to run it. They get like a nice 12-yard run in
Hmm.
the first drive. Then we get that hold, sets the tone. And I'm not even complaining about it. The refs actually weren't egregious. So, but like you said, without McConkey, like that late scratch, I
Right.
wonder if they knew that was going to happen.
That was so BS that they did that. Like that screwed not only in betting, but like if you had Lad McConkey in fantasy and he was sitting in your lineup all day ready to go for Sunday night, and then you hear he's out, like that screws you over so hard.
It does, man. And either way, good game. Like Herbert played really well. But this is what we were saying about the Chiefs:
Yeah.
bad secondary because there was more shit that the Chargers could have exploited back there.
Yeah.
Secondly, dude, you were right. That offensive line was atrocious. And
Oh yeah,
yes,
for Kansas City.
yeah, dude, that Chargers defensive line, it's good. Like I'm not saying it's like a mid offense defensive line by any means, but the way they tore up that Chiefs offensive line today, it's scary. Like
Yeah, for
Chiefs look
real.
like a below average offense. For me, the
And
Chargers look like the way better offense.
yes,
It's
and if we're being honest, I felt like they were. If they had started this game with McConkey, you have to think the Chargers would have been leading in the fourth. Just the way that game went and how slow they started.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then like yeah, we can just get off of that game and
Yeah.
then I
So
I I don't know how much of the Bills Rams you saw. What a fucking game.
right.
Okay.
Mhm.
That was a great game and Josh Allen was excellent and finally the Rams had some good clock management to kill that
Yes.
game. I was shocked about that. And
Uh,
that was like my game of the day. That was the one I enjoyed the
yeah.
most.
And credit to both offensive coordinators. Watching Sean McVay and Joe Brady go at it was very entertaining. So props to both of them as well. They're not going to get enough credit for what they did. But yeah, excellent play calling job. If you're a fan of offensive scheme or schematics, this was the game for you. Um, do you want to talk about both of our teams?
Yeah. Like I just want to say, on an unpredictable day with lots of volatility, like with the Zona pick going to shit, I
Yeah.
was very happy I gave the proper advice for people to stay away from that Bills Rams game. Like, because you were right
Yes.
there with me. Like, you do not. I don't think you want to pick a side. But yeah, like let's just get to the Vikings game. I felt like Atlanta played decent at times, yet the Vikings just blew their ass away. And then we saw Kirk Cousins crumble again. Like that, I feel bad for Kirk, man. And that's my takeaway from the game. And then, like I said, Sam Darnold alts.
Yeah.
That's what's coming in, man. This Atlanta defense is fucking shit. Did you see the two deep passes? It's almost comical. It's almost bad news bears back there for the Falcons. It's comical.
where the corner fell down trying to locate the ball in the air, trying to cover, not even covering Justin Jefferson, just locating the ball. Like, dude, you're in the National Football League, and you're first off, you're letting Justin Jefferson get like 15 yards away from you. That's problem number one. Secondly, you trip over your own feet in a dome trying to find the ball. Like, what are you doing, man?
Bro, and we don't know, like maybe like that was Jesse Bates' responsibility, but then again, like Sam Darnold's rolling left, so like I don't blame Bates. Like I actually think that corner that was his third of the field. I think it was like
Yeah,
three
that's what I was
deep.
gonna say. I was gonna say that looked like a cover three, and he
It
just got beat and then didn't realize it till it was too late. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Like you said, I see everyone dunking on Kirk Cousins for this game, but if I'm looking at that Atlanta defense, like you cannot let Sam Darnold, dig down your throat like that and expect to win. Like
Sam
that was
Darnold
crap,
took
guys.
that down, Mike.
Yeah,
Like it,
and
I like we were pretty optimistic that it was going to be a good game. We knew the pass rush was going to be light. Like someone was throwing out to me that Atlanta got 5 sacks against the Chargers, and that means the pass rush is going. No, like it's a 1 game sample size, and that's what the Atlanta defense is. And you give Sam Darnold time, he's going to tear him up. O'Connell barely threw it like the first half. I don't
no, I
know if you
agree.
watched it. And then he
And
just started slanging it the second half. I don't know.
yeah, this was the one game I really wished I had pressed more on throughout the week to bet. Um, I felt like the fundamentals for it were right. I felt like Minnesota would dominate the trenches on both sides of the ball and protect Sam Darnold and get pressure on Kirk Cousins, but I didn't expect anything like this. This was bad for Atlanta. And, now they're officially trailing in the NFC South. They choked the huge lead they had. Comical, right? So yeah, we'll see what the Falcons do from here, but it's not looking good. They have some easy games coming up on their schedule, so maybe they can bounce back a little bit. But this is certainly not what you want, in early December if you're a Falcons fan.
How about that guy holding the $3 million -700 or
Oh, dude.
-800 or -900 bet fading the Panthers, and Panthers could have stole that game.
Well, I'll tell you what. He should spend a good $100 buying Xavier Leggett's jersey because that's what I mean. Okay, firstly I want to say right off the bat, I know everyone's gonna see that Bryce Young potential game-winning drive and pump him up, but I'm gonna be honest, Bryce Young was not all that good in this game until that last drive. But he was phenomenal on that drive though. Like some of the throws he was making, on the toward the sideline in the pocket, avoiding sacks, it was amazing. It was top tier quarterback play at its finest. Leggett dropped the ball at the end of the game that pretty much sealed the deal. And yeah, another heartbreaker for the Panthers. Credit to the Panthers coaching staff. I really felt like they outcoached the Eagles in this one on both sides of the ball. I don't know how this Panthers defense only allowed 22 points. Like that was the most impressive takeaway I saw from the game.
No, and they started good in the first quarter. I saw a lot of the first half. I felt like they played really well. And then did Saquon go under the 113 and a half?
No, he had 120.
Oh fuck.
He had 120. Yeah.
Oh, good
He
jeez.
just went over. But it was weird. Like I just kept expecting watching this game that when the third or fourth quarter rolled around, the Eagles were just going to run away with it, and they never did.
That's normal, man. And then like to the Dolphins Jets before I have, just so everyone knows, I have not seen these lines. So I don't even know most of the games that are going on. I don't like look ahead like other people. And Alistair, thank you for the super chat. What's up? That game was scripted. How do they put the State Farm commercial right after those wasted timeouts? What,
I mean,
dude? I think he's talking about the Chiefs game.
I don't think
Chiefs,
you can't script a doink.
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's just the Chiefs are crazy. Like, Mike, here's another thing. Not to get back on the Chiefs game, my guy, but it's their third field goal kicker of the year, and he's like slanging 50-yarders. Too. Like, it's like, oh man, it's like you can't catch a break with him. But man, I felt like I don't even feel like Mahomes looked bad. I just felt like you said, going into the game, the offense line's horrendous, and these
Yeah.
receivers suck. Xavier Worthy's terrible, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I want to dunk on these Chiefs receivers, but the Chargers, what they've had going the last few weeks isn't much better. Um,
No,
Now, like you said, though, like Mahomes is getting into a groove. I think that's the one positive thing you can take away if you're a Chiefs fan over the last month is that Mahomes is heating up, which is what you want to see heading into December and going into the playoffs.
God. And
So,
Gabe Hammer sends a $10 super chat. Lawson, don't call me DGen, but I'm about to hit this parlay on overseas tennis. Kidding, but here to support from the jump. All right, let's get to the opening lines. And thank you. Good luck
yeah,
on the tennis. Tennis is one of the most bet sports in the world, by the way.
really, didn't know that.
Yeah, tennis, soccer. But yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so first game. Tell me the first game.
All right, first game, Thursday night, we have Rams at 49ers.
Let
49ers
me
are current. What?
let me guess it. Let me guess it. So Rams at 49ers. Give me, I think they're gonna go 49ers minus 1.5.
You're close. Do you want the actual answer?
Yeah.
It's 49ers minus 2.5. So they see it pretty much even. Looking ahead, I don't think there's much we can do about this game. I don't want any part in it.
Thursday night.
Yeah,
Oh no.
especially divisional matchup. And I gotta say, another thing we were wrong about this week, I did not see the 49ers just kicking the crap out of Chicago.
Man, I honestly like I was watching too much of the Zona game and I was watching too much of the Bills Rams to even digest it. I just saw it at halftime and I just grimaced.
Yeah,
Like when
it was bad.
It was bad. That's why I'm just like we can't we got to watch the 49ers game to fully get in because big wrong on the Bears.
Yeah, I think this is a game we just don't know what we're gonna
Advice
get.
was good that we said you agreed with me from my upset take. You don't want to bet the Bears +4. You go money line or you don't go in at all.
Yep, agreed.
Curious to see the Rams, man. I think the Rams should beat them, but you don't want to count out the 49ers.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like Rams did this last year too, where they didn't actually get into a groove until December. So maybe we'll see that again this year. Okay, next game we have on here: Commanders at Saints.
Oh, Commanders minus 4.5.
You're close. It's Commanders minus 3.5.
I think that's going to get bet down to -3. That's probably going to be a money pick for me for the Commanders.
You think so? I don't know. People aren't really lining up to bet on the Saints right now. By the way, ugliest game of the day. Second ugliest game of the day. There were some bad games today. Saints and Giants put on one of the ugliest performances I've ever seen. And then Jags and Titans also tried their best to put up the ugliest game of all time.
Everyone was on the Titans. Like, dude, I feel like
people were dunking on that.
Yeah. I feel like a small victory avoiding some of these banana peels like Titans and Bills.
Definitely.
But yeah, man. But we'll see. So Commanders are -3.5. Oh, you don't like laying that hook, especially because the Saints are fighting hard, like you said.
Especially in New Orleans.
Yeah, I kind of think the Commanders whoop their ass. That's a possible bet for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that's one I have to look at going into look at a little more throughout the week.
Carr got hurt. I think he got hurt in the fourth quarter. Someone in the live chat give me an update on Carr.
Let's see.
Okay, people are saying it's Commanders -7. Dude,
no, that's not what I have up.
Yeah,
the majority of everything that I have up, so it opened at 2.5, and it's saying -3.5 now, unless it's not accounting for Derek Carr getting hurt, which is possible.
Yeah, we're using Vegas Insider, man. Like that's the best we can get. So
yeah.
All right, next one.
All right, give me a second. I had technical difficulty here.
Sounds good. No, that's fine.
Okay, there we go. I'm back up.
So all right, they're saying it's Commanders -7, so that's out.
Yeah, so if it's -7, I mean maybe this isn't updated yet, but yeah. Let me know if you see others like that, because then I'll just go back to Hard Rock betting and we'll roll with that.
Go back to Hard Rock betting. Like just go to Hard Rock.
If I go like this, can you still see me?
I can't see you, but it's fine.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but fucking Commanders -7. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Man. All right, I'll read off this next game. We got Dolphins at Texans.
Ooh, that's going to be Texans minus 2.5, right?
Yes, run the dot.
Oh, right. And I can't bet it then.
Yeah,
Can't bet
I
it.
I don't. That's see. I feel like Miami should be able to take. I just want to fade the Texans because of how bad they've looked as of late. I feel like that's something we can exploit.
I agree. Like, if I had to pick a side, it's Miami.
Yeah,
But
I'm with you. I would rather ride or drive Miami.
and we'll get to the next game, but can I tell you one thing like that worries me more than the interior pressure that the Texans offensive line's giving up?
Yeah.
I was really worried about how their defense played against fucking Mac Jones. That was more concerning to me because that defense should be peaking and playing at a top 10 level, and I'm not sure it is.
No, I agree. I'm with you.
I kind of
Okay.
think defense. All right, go on.
Next game we have Cowboys at Panthers. I have a very and I'm biased, but there's a side to this that I'm leaning towards.
Okay, I think they're going to give us. I think they're going to give us Panthers +3.
It's currently Cowboys minus 1.5, but it's early in the week. So and everybody's gonna be betting on Dallas.
Yeah, because
I
people still think Carolina sucks, and
right.
they haven't realized Bryce Young's played 5 pretty solid games in a row.
Yeah, the last and granted we've played the Panthers have played good teams, but each of the last 3 weeks they've been at least 7 point underdogs. When they've had no business being underdogs by that many, they've lost all those games by a combined 12 points. So looking at this right now, I'm leaning towards Panthers winning and covering that game. I think they match up well with Dallas, and I think this is one we bet later in the week as that spread for the Cowboys goes up, and then we just hammer the money line come Friday.
I agree, and I do want to see how the Cowboys play Monday night, but I think that can only help us. Like
Yeah.
for instance, I think if the Cowboys play good Monday night, I think that plays into our advantage, and I don't think it's going to get worse than that. Like I don't think the Panthers are going to close like -2 or -1.
Mhm. No,
I
I
don't.
agree. And like I alluded to earlier, the Panthers defense, I don't know how they're doing it because it's a practice squad defense, but they are playing better.
This is Clowney's best year, Mike.
Yeah, and he
How
didn't even play today.
that which is
But
insane.
yeah, but they're blitzing more. Avero, our defensive coordinator, seems to be scheming up blitzes nonstop that are actually working and keeping offenses in like second and third and long where they can't just run the ball down our throat.
Yo, someone says in the chat, Lawson, you say Cooper Rush. I say give me the Panthers. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a quarterback advantage in that game.
yeah.
And so, okay, next game.
I also don't think Dallas is the kind of team that can take advantage of the Panthers' weak run defense.
No, and I think the Panthers can run the ball on them as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So,
I mean, Panthers might actually win that game fairly easily, potentially. I could see. But
yeah,
yeah,
well,
that's one
that's
to
going to
bet
be one
as
of
the
those
week goes on.
ugly. That's going to be one of those ugly late in the year money picks, but
Yeah.
have to think about it.
No, I agree. Okay, let me go back to Hard Rock.
Okay, got you.
All right, next we have, oh gosh, we have Jets at Jags.
Ooh, give me Jets -3.
Jets minus 3.5.
I don't like that
Yeah.
hook, but I might want to bet Jets.
I'm warning you right now, there are a lot of games that are just real barn burners this week.
That Jets Jags is atrocious, but I mean,
Yeah.
bro, like at a certain point, we, you know,
Yeah, you just
fan,
gotta close your eyes and bet it.
yeah,
I
but
don't know. I'm not laying any money on the Jets.
we can't. Nah, it's just after that Pittsburgh game, I should have been done.
Yeah, I can't trust them. You just never know when
Yeah,
they're gonna show up.
yeah, and I got to watch that Jags. How do I want to watch the Jags
No,
Titans?
don't.
I don't even know if that helps. Some of these teams are so inconsistent, Mike. Sometimes I feel like it's better, like me not like watching some of these periphery games like that. Like think,
So,
go
well,
on,
what
go
was
on.
so crazy, and I was watching the Panthers game. I was locked in on that, so I wasn't focusing on this game. But Mac Jones threw 2 picks, Will Levis threw none, and somehow the Jags won 10-6. And while we're on the subject of weird things happening in bad games, uh, little coaching nitpick in the Saints Giants game, Drew Lock ended up throwing damn near 50 times.
How does that even happen?
Yeah, in
Against
a
the
one
Saints
score
run,
game, in a 1-score game.
against the bad Saints run defense. And the
Yes.
Giants have been running it. And then like the problem with the fucking Giants is they got 2 practice squad tackles ever since Andrew Thomas got hurt. Why are you fucking throwing it 50
Yeah.
times?
And Tracy hasn't even. Let me see how many yards per carry Tracy averaged. But
He
like, I
had
mean,
I think he finished with like 48 fucking yards. That was a fucking disappointment.
yeah, that was. I mean, if you're a Saints or Giants fan, you tuned in for that. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I still have to think about laying that 7.5 with the Commanders. By the way, some of them are saying it's up to 7.5 already.
Yeah, on Hard Rock it was 7.5. I think this site is outdated. And this just I don't know when this came out, but
it's
yeah.
cooked. I can't use it anymore. Like I said, it used to be good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Next game.
All right. We got Ravens at Giants.
Ravens are gonna be -7.5, -8.
Yeah, you ready for this one? On Hard Rock Sports Betting, Ravens are currently -14.
Whoa,
Yeah, that's the biggest spread I've seen in a while.
whoa.
And I think that's deserving too. I mean, I've seen the Panthers be 10-point underdogs to the Chiefs and Eagles the last couple weeks. So I think for the Giants, that's actually a worthy spread.
But I hope everyone, I don't even want to discuss that because I hope everyone understands my caution. And I know everyone had FOMO when the Lions laid like 13.5 to the Jags and they beat their ass. But I hope everyone just looks at what happened in the Eagles Panthers game today and understand why I do not like laying over like 10.5 points. It's insane. But gotta go Ravens, right? I mean,
Yeah, gotta go Ravens win and cover, but I'm not touching it.
yeah, fuck that.
My thing is like I think the Giants have checked out mentally.
No, you were
Like, and
right.
something that kind of like shows that Giants did not record a sack today against a very bad Saints offensive line. And there was a point in the year where the Giants were leading the NFL in sacks.
Dude, and they were
So, and they've
lucky to
fallen off.
cover
Like,
today, Mike. They were
yeah.
lucky to cover.
Oh no, they were. But when you see stuff like that, I have to question. And I don't watch every snap of the New York Giants. I'm not gonna lie. Who does? But like when I see stuff like that, you have to wonder if their hearts are all in it. And they have decent pass rushers on that team too. They should not be going a whole game without getting a sack against a bad O line.
Bro, they've invested a lot of resources in Thibodeau, Brian Burns.
Right.
They have other guys who are in the rotation who actually aren't bad.
Yeah, paid $30 million for Brian Burns and you can't get a sack in a game.
I always felt like Brian Burns is a little bit overrated. All right, go on.
No, you'll like this one. Chiefs at Browns.
It has to be like Chiefs, like -6.5, -7, right?
So on the bet, I'm pulling up Hard Rock.
Shoot. Okay, let's see what it is. I could be way off here, like the Ravens one.
It's actually not on Hard Rock right now, but on the site that you sent me, it was listed at Browns +5.5.
Okay, they took it off. It must have been because Hard Rock took it off because normally, like when a game's going on or it's just finished.
Yeah.
So let's just go Chiefs -6. Oh,
really? You want to do that? I feel like we're kind of obligated to just ride or die with Jameis.
Yeah, for me, I wouldn't want to bet that as of right now. Like,
I mean, how bad the Chiefs secondary is playing, like, I don't know, man. I kind of.
I know, and like that's not a good spot for the Chiefs. Let's just say that.
Maybe the degenerate in me is calling me, but I like that Browns +6.
If I had to pick a side right now, I'd go Browns +6 as well.
Yeah.
I just have to see how Jameis played.
Oh.
Which
To be fair, I'm not going to judge how he played against the Steelers. The Steelers are
No,
weird.
well, because listen, the Chiefs, they don't have any good edge rushers. They just
Well, and they
got
don't have any
no,
corners.
yeah, and they just and they just listen. They have McDuffie, they have Chris Jones, and what else do they have on the fucking defense? It's
Right.
cooked.
Yeah, this could be a Jameis Winston masterclass if he shows up and doesn't throw 2 pick-sixes.
Yeah, Coop saying Browns plus 6.5 on FanDuel. Okay, you got to go Browns in that situation. I think I might
Yeah.
put a early bet in on that because
Oh my god.
because there's just a group of people, as you can see with the line movement, there's a group of people, so-called sharps, whales, whatever phrase you want to use. They just bet the Browns fucking regardless the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And we got away with it last year, and it was fun until it wasn't. But until Flacco threw 3 or 4 at Houston, but 3
in the
or 4
playoffs, yeah.
where they were just completely just terrible. But
And their defense didn't even show up.
I know. It's just,
Yeah.
they didn't even show up. Like, it's man, I would go Browns. That would probably be a bet.
Yeah, Cleveland played a lot of crazy games last year. Like they had a lot of like crazy rain games at points during the year. I remember they had like a 39-38 random shootout with the Colts at one point, like just all sorts of madness.
Yeah, it's funny. Jameis Winston alts in this
Yeah.
game as well.
Yeah. Dude, like look, I know this is not the most interesting game, but I cannot wait to see that game. That's going to be that's going to be like top tier TV, I think. They should
Guys,
make
what
that
time
prime
is
time.
it? Chat, what time is it? What time is that game? Is that 1 o'clock?
It's 1 p.m. Yeah, they need to elevate that.
I know they need to elevate.
I need to see that
why
game.
Not? Why not? We have to watch. We're forced to watch the Chiefs regardless. So, like, why
Right?
not?
You can. Yeah. Quite honestly, I would much rather watch that game than the game we just saw.
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
I kind of think Chargers Chiefs would have been better as like a 4 o'clock or 1 o'clock game anyway.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, well, that first half was just brutal. And I like defense. I just don't know how much of that was great defense from the Chiefs in the first half. Sorry,
I like good defense, but what I can't stand is piss poor wide receiver play, and that's what we saw a lot of.
Mike, in this day and age, we're in a golden age of wide receivers. It is now like the second or third most important position in football.
Yep.
Okay. Like, next game.
All right, Steelers at Eagles.
Give me Eagles minus 3.5.
It is Eagles minus 4.5.
The 3.5 to 4.5 isn't a big jump. I think that's a money pick. I gotta get against the Steelers, man. I've been waiting. I just can't find the time, and I think I'm right, but I just can't find the time to get against them.
So George Pickens was out today.
Yeah, and they still put up 28, but
right. And listen, I mean, Philly played bad against Carolina, but their defense was pretty good. So if you're betting on a Russell Wilson meltdown, like this might be your week to do it.
Yeah,
I don't know either way though. That's a tough game.
Does anyone have the team total points for the Steelers? Because I think that would be a better angle for me. I don't know if Hard Rock's going to have that. Hard Rock is just, but team total points under, at least I can get against the Steelers offense if I don't like the spread.
Hard Rock has it at 43.5.
Okay, for the total for the game.
Yeah, which is actually pretty low.
I am curious what this, then they probably have the Steelers total, like, okay, 4.5. Let me do the math.
Yeah, they're saying like 23-20, 24-20, somewhere in that range.
So they might give me like 19.5 for the Steelers team total, maybe.
Yeah.
Someone's saying Steelers 22.5. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Matt.
And again, we're filming this at 12:30 a.m. on Sunday night, so these spreads are going to go like way up and down.
Yeah, so, they're going to flip.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
Don't dunk on me in the comments saying this spread is now at minus whatever. But
Yeah.
okay. Next one we got Bills at Lions.
Give me Give me Lions minus 2.5. I actually think the Bills are better power ranking wise than them right now. Because yeah, give me Lions minus 2.5.
You're right on the dot. Yeah, Lions minus 2.5.
I would probably go Bills in this game.
Really?
Yeah. Also, like I kind of like, and I'm not out on the Lions. I, I actually think here's what my concern is with the Lions, Mike. And actually, I'd make it a bet for the Bills. I don't think it's a great spot for the Bills, but I also thought today was a terrible spot for the Bills. I'm not sure there's enough dogs on defense for the Lions. And everyone on Patreon, you included, were trying to tell me that in regards to the total against the Packers. I think that's a kind of only an above average Packers offense. I wouldn't say that's a good Packers offense. And I also just think Josh Allen is playing too good right now, and like him against man to man the whole game, scrambling. Zadarius Smith is the only one who can win one-on-one battles up front. I just feel like,
So
yeah,
Here's the other thing you're looking at here. Lions played at home on Thursday night.
mm-hmm,
Bills are coming back from LA. So you're
mm-hmm.
looking at a significant rest advantage for Detroit. And who knows how many guys they're going to be able to get back on defense since
Is
last week.
Anzalone going to be back at least? Because
Now, I don't know. I'm just
they're
thinking
going to
like
need him
fundamentally
to
here.
cover some of these running backs sneaking out. Like
Yeah.
that was the biggest problem for the Rams. I mean, that's the Rams' biggest problem every week. Like when Rosenblum's your best linebacker, you're going to get cooked.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's a concern for me.
I don't know.
So
That's a tough game to pick. I kind of want to lean Lions just because they have more weapons.
what time is Hard Rock saying that's at?
That's at 425.
Oh, that's nice. Okay,
Yeah, there's some good games on at 425 this week.
okay.
Not this. Well, actually, this next one's not bad either. Next one we got is Colts and Broncos. It's in Denver.
Oh, give me Broncos minus 3.5. Broncos minus 4.
According to your site, it's Broncos minus 3.5. On Hard Rock, it is.
Okay, let's see.
It is not on here yet. Hard Rock is weird. Well, they'll just take games off for no reason.
Yeah, because someone might be. So let's see what the chat says. And some are saying it's like Bills +3 on DraftKings, but like there's going to be variance on these.
Yeah,
Like
3.5.
there,
I mean, 3, 2.5. Yeah,
yeah, it's yeah. I got to go Denver. I think Denver's going to kick their ass.
I could see it.
Listen, I've been getting against the Colts this whole year. Think it's a great time to get against them. Colts coming off a bye, but I mean, aren't we seeing that the bye's having limited returns now, Mike? Like even the extra rest on Thursday night is starting to have limited returns. Feel like you would think it would be better later in the season when everyone's fucking banged up, right?
I feel like for a lot of teams, it's almost a disadvantage.
I agree. That's how it
The,
used to be. Like, because people used to want to play that. The reason why it was good early in the season is because no one fucking practices during training camp. So you kind of need the extra week to practice.
yeah.
So yeah, give me the Broncos. That's a money pick.
No, I like that too. And Anthony Richardson going against that Denver secondary is a nice matchup to look at. And do we
Yeah,
really? I mean, I also trust Sean Payton to put Bo Nix in a position to light up the Colts too.
yeah. And they're saying it's already pushed out the 4.5, 5 on
Yeah,
some.
that's one we gotta get in early.
Yeah.
Again, it wasn't on Hard Rock for a reason, so the chat's probably right. It probably is going up.
Yeah, it's people are saying ESPN bet has it 4.5, FanDuel has it 5.5. Like makes sense. Like there's
Yeah,
gonna be
there's variation on here. Yeah, some are as low as 3, others are as high as 4.5.
I think that's a bet. Like give me Broncos 4.5. I'll take that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll put a early betting on that. All right, next game.
we got Bucks and Chargers in LA.
Give me Chargers minus 3.5.
It is Chargers minus 3. And
Okay.
all betting sites are pretty consistent with that spread right now.
Money,
I'll be
money,
honest.
money. Give me the Chargers, man.
Really?
I'm getting against the Bucks. Man,
Eh,
listen, man. So maybe this gets the Chargers minus 3 because like the Bucks are a legit good team first.
it is Chargers minus 3.
Okay, so we're at Chargers minus 3. So I was actually a little bit off. Listen, man. I do think I think the Chargers stopped the Bucks run, and I
Yeah,
do want to. I do want to see the Bucks have to throw it on a good team that can stop the run. I think that's been the best part of the Bucks this year, running the ball. And then I also think, okay, hopefully we get McConkey back, although we can't bet on that now because the Chargers are fucking around with the injury report. So
yeah, you're kind of talking me into it. Bucks.
Yeah.
So Bucky Irving got hurt today. I don't know what his status is going to be, but I feel like he's low key in contention with Mike Evans as their best offensive player.
Dude,
he has been a stud for them the last few weeks.
Coop's been betting Bucky Irving player prop since fucking week 2.
Yeah, and it's hit.
No, and it makes sense because I do agree with you. Like he's so explosive.
Yeah, the problem was they weren't giving him the ball enough early in the year. They finally started doing that, and now he got hurt. And the other thing too, Baker Mayfield is not playing good football right now.
I kind of agree.
Like he's had back-to-back bad weeks. He had a really bad interception today against the Raiders where he made a throw that he had no. And Grant, Baker Mayfield likes to make tight throws, but when you're in a close, low-scoring game like the Bucks were against the Raiders, you can't go trying stuff like that. He went and tried it, and honestly, Raiders should have covered that spread. I don't know if you watched that game at all, but Raiders were in it for the majority of the game.
Yeah,
they had like an 8-minute drive that resulted in an interception, and after that, it seemed like they just ran out of gas. But they were in that, thick and thin. Going into the third quarter and even almost going into the fourth quarter. So,
pretty much we need Ladd to play, and I agree with the chat there.
Yeah, I like Chargers as well
tonight, but it's the Chiefs. Yeah. The Chiefs are just like the Bucks are obviously better on offense than the Chiefs. Does playing in LA even help the Chargers?
No, it doesn't.
I would just prefer them go on the fucking road that we get we get a better spread. But anyways, that's a bet for me. That's my favorite one so far. Chargers minus 3.
Yeah, I think the matchups definitely favor LA.
Well, here's a game the coaching matchup as well.
Yeah, fair point. Mm-hmm, fair point. Here's a game I do not want any part of. Ready for this one? Patriots at Cardinals.
Give me Patriots plus 6.5.
On here, it's Patriots plus 6.5 plus 7.
Wow.
I'm not touching that.
I can't bet it. I guess I can't bet it.
Yeah, can we just move on? I don't even want to talk about that game.
No, I don't. I do want to see Drake May play, but yeah, fuck it. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, oh gosh. Okay.
After what we saw out of the Cardinals today, give me
what was that? Come on, guys.
2 interceptions, 2 straight possessions. Fuck me.
Yeah, oh gosh.
Fuck
I'm
me.
out on the Cardinals. I've rode or died with that team too many times this year. I'm out.
No, and Mike, they've stopped the run the whole fucking year.
And then Zach fucking Charbonnet is what does him in.
How much did he put up? He had to put up 150. Every time I looked up at the game, he was running for 20 yards. Oh.
And it wasn't like he was wearing them down. He was balling out going into halftime. Like Cardinals didn't show up in a game where this game probably determined the division today.
Probably.
And they couldn't. They put up a D+ performance, I thought.
This NFC West is the fucking roller coaster.
Yeah. Gosh.
I don't think we're going to have many twists and turns in this NFC South, but this NFC West is wild.
Well, I mean, Falcons have choked away a 4-game lead. They looked like they had that thing locked up and choked the entire thing away. But yeah, this NFC West is going to be really interesting to see how it goes down. I think 49ers are.
Rams. And I'm not going recency bias with the Rams. Like I felt like we've had a good read on them the whole year. I gotta go Rams.
No, I'm with you too, and I think it's just because I trust them the most. Like in terms of coaching, like I don't trust. I trust McVay a lot more than I trust. Oh God, I'm forgetting his name. Um, Seahawks head coach
Oh,
Mike McDonald.
yeah, the Mick.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, I'm not sold on McDonald yet. Like
but look, hey, credit to the Seahawks though. They've played really well as of late, and I did. They've pulled up a lot of ups. They've pulled a lot of upsets that I did not see coming. I think they're on a 4-game winning streak now, right?
yeah,
So I mean, props to them. They've definitely. I mean, they're stepping it up right now.
yeah, and I think someone in the comments said like Stafford's the best quarterback in the division. I can't disagree. And in this 2024 NFL, that's probably your safest bet without looking at the schedule. All right,
Yeah.
next game.
Okay, we got and this is the Sunday night game. Packers at Seahawks.
Give me Packers. They still have a lot of respect for the Seahawks home field, so I think they're going to go Packers -3 here.
Right on the dot for the most part. I see some that are at -2.5, but a good majority are at -3 for Seahawks. For Green Bay. I can't talk tonight. I've been drinking.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it's. I guess the question is like, firstly, do you trust Jordan Love to keep the chains moving if the Packers aren't running it well? I would lean Packers here, but I don't think I want to get against the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's one I need more time to think about.
Seahawks been stopping the run well.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like Robertson Harris coming. They just started playing against the run better. Like I don't know if it was coaching, if it was effort. I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
And just so we can put it out there, like none of these bets are finalized. Like this is literally initial reactions. So
the only one I would finalize right now is Chargers -3 against the Bucks.
Yeah, so far that's the only one. There was another one. I like the Panthers money line as well, but you want to wait on that one for later in the week. But yeah,
and I don't think we need to rush on that one. I think
no, I'm with you. That's when we wait. That's when we wait till like Sunday morning to get in.
Yeah,
because know every.
Yeah.
If the Cowboys look good tomorrow, every single "How about them boys" Cowboys fan is going to go bet Dallas and bump that thing up, so the Panthers can then have worse odds.
Well, we're hearing going on a run playoff talk from Michael Parsons.
Oh yeah,
so, like, yeah,
it's finally their year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then, do we have
2 Monday night games? They're saying in the chat.
Yeah. What the? Okay. All right. That's interesting for week 15. But yeah, first one is Bears at Vikings.
They're gonna give like Vikings -5.5, right?
The spreads are all over the place for this one, but yeah, that's the majority. Vikings -6 is the highest I see.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, I don't know where to go with that game.
I don't know where to go. You were right on the Vikings today covering. It's just the performance level of the Vikings is all over the place. Like,
well, for me, this is less about the Vikings. This is less about the Vikings, more about the Bears. I mean, they had no business getting blown out like they did.
They had a pretty good spot against the 49ers, right? Like
Eberflus is probably sitting on his couch somewhere thinking he's a good coach after watching that game.
He's probably feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah,
kind of like
he probably. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the Bears today, but I don't know how to feel about that Vikings game, man.
Yeah, they're all saying Bears 0-7 on the road. Yeah, I think a little bit of that is Caleb Williams as a leader. Because I keep going back. I haven't had anyone give me pushback on this. I do think Caleb Williams deserves a little bit of critique for that ending against Detroit. I don't know about you, but
yes. I've been. Bryce Young is not letting that clock go down. I'm telling you right now.
Jaden Daniels isn't letting it go down.
Listen, bro. Yeah. look, and so I pissed off a good contingent of Panthers fans earlier when I said this, but it's true. In late game situations, I trust Bryce Young more than I trusted Prime Cam Newton because he's that damn good at managing the clock and at keeping his eye on what's happening around him and calling plays to the line and stuff of that nature. Caleb Williams literally sat there and watched the clock dwindle on Thanksgiving. Like, I don't care who you are. If you don't have a play, just call a timeout. But you can't snap that ball with 5 seconds left and not even give yourself a chance at a field goal.
At a certain point, doesn't the quarterback just have to be held to a different standard? Like they talk about him in that situation like he's a fucking defensive tackle.
Right. And I get it. He's a rookie, but like, God damn it, you or I wouldn't make that mistake in Madden.
I know, and he's been playing Madden since he's fucking 10. It's not like he's like one of these like boomer quarterbacks like Flacco.
Right. And obviously, look, it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback, but come on, man. You had so many options. There were so many things you could have done in that situation, and you picked the one thing you couldn't do.
And then he like lobbed it up, so it killed even more time. And it's
right,
yeah.
Literally the worst thing he could have done.
Which is criminal. He always takes sacks. Chris Collins, I still remember, man. Okay, firstly, like I remember telling you, like during the preseason, I'm like, Mike, am I crazy or does Caleb Williams suck? And you agreed with me in the preseason that he sucked. And then everyone was saying he's Mahomes because he was like fucking dabbing on like UPS drivers with his first stringers.
I would never go as far to say he sucks. I just think that
he sucks.
I thought he was very overrated coming out of college because of his highlight plays. Like he never showed the ability to consistently read and process a defense. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like the complete opposite. He's like the complete opposite of like Tom Brady, for instance.
Yeah, but like he's even like the complete opposite of like CJ Stroud. I'd prefer a guy who's not athletic and can scramble, who can sit back and read the defense. And also, like, I don't find Caleb Williams' athleticism like all that overwhelming. Like I find it like to the level of Sam Darnold.
Perfect. I think that's a perfect comparison. Yeah.
Like I've seen Sam Darnold break bigger runs this year. You know?
Sam Darnold. I'll tell you what, man. That guy. Wow, he's a big dude, but he can put a juke on somebody.
No, he can fucking run, and it's like it's just I don't know, man. It's crazy.
And he looks like a fat ass. Like he looks like he doesn't lift or anything, but man, when he wants to, he can cut.
No, but and you look at Drake May and like Jaden Daniels, and you're just like, man. Those guys have it. And I kept hearing fucking like people on ESPN, like Josina Anderson say, Caleb Williams has it. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It's just,
gosh.
Anyways, next game.
All right, final game of the week. Oh, this is another barn burner. I don't know why it's the primetime game. Falcons at Raiders. And might I add, Desmond Ridder is likely starting this game.
Oh, did they know?
Yeah, I know. Huh? Yeah, he did. Which, by the way, that was completely dirty what the Bucs did to him in that game. I don't know if you've seen the play yet.
I didn't see it.
He threw the ball, took like 2 or 3 steps, and then I think it was Elijah Cansey just comes up and lays him out. And he gets hurt on that play. And the refs don't even throw a flag. Like it was the one time they should have thrown a damn flag this year, and they didn't.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if Desmond Ritter's in that,
so
go ahead.
You got it. You explained it well. Like, so with Desmond Ridder, like that obviously changes the equation. I was going to say Falcons -4.5, but with Desmond Ridder, I would have to go, man, probably Falcons -6, right?
So on the site you sent me, all these are at -3, but I'm willing to bet those aren't updated yet. And yeah, it's not on Hard Rock yet.
Okay, not on the Hard Rock. What's the chat getting for these?
Yeah, chat, you clutch up. Let me know what the spread is.
But 2 Monday night games and Raiders Falcons, that's random.
Oh man. Yeah.
I can't say I'm against it. It's just it's random.
No offense, but both of these are bad primetime games.
Yeah, they're
Like
bad.
these are not games I'm lining up to watch on Sunday. Let's flex Browns and Chiefs to Monday night, and let's get one of these at 1 p.m.
I
That's what we
know
need.
they're itching to get more Chiefs stuff. Okay,
Right.
everyone's saying 4.5. Man, I
I
just
don't want to
can't.
do it.
No,
I think Falcons win cover that. Desmond Ritter sucks, man.
I know.
Desmond
I
Ritter's really bad.
I know, but yeah, I maybe even Panic starts.
No, I don't think he's. They're not going to do that.
I don't want to see that happen to Kirk, but also I'm kind of curious to see Penix.
I
So
mean,
I
they can't
imagine
afford to. So Kirk
I
Cousins he is under like, and when I say under contract, I mean under guaranteed contract for another season. Like if they cut him this offseason, it's a 60 million dead cap hit. So they cannot get rid of him. They are stuck with Kirk Cousins for at least one more year. Now, if you want to play, here's what I would do. If you want to play Penix, Kirk Cousins comes in, he hurt his calf, he hurt his back. Give him an injury, he's out for the week. You put Penix in, see what happens. If it works, Kirk goes on IR. If it doesn't work, then you put Kirk back in there.
yeah, I want to know what they're thinking. They're the ones seeing him in practice. I want to
Right.
know what's going on in practice.
I
Uh,
think it would be a. I mean, we talk about a new coach bounce. We've also seen new quarterback bounce, where when a quarterback gets benched or like goes away for a bit, the rest of the team seems to elevate. And
okay.
This Falcons team seems to be sleepwalking right now. So if you want to tell me you want to change the quarterback, put Penix in there and just see what he's got. I don't think it's the worst strategy in the world. I just don't think they can do it because of the long term strategic implications.
Give me the Falcons to win in the cover, making a money pick. Mike,
I didn't think about that.
yeah, it's best to think about, but it's probably going to move out because people are going to be like, "Oh yeah, Desmond Ritter, that same guy who the one time he played in preseason, he got cooked by Cincinnati's third stringers." Like, yeah, like they're going to remember.
Yeah, Kirk
So
Cousins, or I'm sorry, Desmond Ritter is bad.
yeah. So here's the recap. Like my money pick, one I'm putting in is Chargers -3. I don't think I'm under any worry to get that in quick, but I'm gonna put that in. Broncos. I would say that's an early bet, and I like the Eagles -4.
I disagree on the Eagles, but yeah, those are two. I'm right with you.
Ritter revenge game. Coop says, "Yeah, Ritter. What if Ritter goes off? That'd
That
be
would be
cool.
hilarious.
It
That would be,
sucks.
and that would happen to the Falcons.
No, Mike, it sucks holding a Falcons ticket
Oh,
regardless.
I know it does. I
Imagine
love betting.
holding a Falcons ticket Monday night with Desmond Ritter slanging and dabbing on you. It's just,
Yeah,
oh man, that sucks.
yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, well,
There's no team I love getting against more than the Falcons. Except last week when we had the Chargers. That sucked. I don't want to do that again.
money pick someone's like money pick Ritter goes off. That would be fucking hilarious.
It
Although,
would be hilarious.
guys, we did see Desmond Ritter get in with a chance to beat the Broncos, and it went how you expected.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so
Poor
I,
Raiders. Was this like the third quarterback of the year?
yeah, it's man, it's just. Oh, and can someone give me some feedback on it now that I got the chat before we go? Because I'm sure you're itching to get to bed. Um, what now? I don't know. Antonio Pierce knows football. He's got Tom Coughlin with him. Tom Coughlin knows football. So I actually have respect for Antonio Pierce, firstly. Now, I don't know what kind of sway he has in the front office, but, and I know I'm like the biggest Gardner Minshew hater there is. I've been vindicated this year. But in what world do you have the choice between Gardner Minshew, Sam Darnold, and Jameis Winston for very similar price tags, and you opt for Gardner Minshew? In what world does that transpire in your fucking head?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
with
not
you.
using hindsight bias.
For
Like
what's worth, I do think Sam Darnold would suck on the Raiders.
I do, but
It's
I
yeah, it's better than Gardner Minshew. Personally, I think Jameis Winston would be like the perfect Vegas personality to have. Like
I
if you made every quarterback in NFL city, Jameis Winston is 100% Vegas.
I agree, and he's got that renegade mentality, and for some reason, yeah, man, I don't know what the Raiders were thinking. I don't know if Antonio Pierce has any sway at all. I just want to know how that decision making process goes on, because you guys already know how I've talked about Gardner Minshew for years. Okay, the Shane Steichen stuff did not fool me because I actually watched those fucking games in Jacksonville. So yeah, that's one thing I wish I was a fly on the wall. Like, how do you not get Jameis or Sam Darnold? And it's not hindsight bias. And I still kind of think Sam Darnold is extremely limited because, like you said, he would struggle there because he's going to take more pressure than he takes with the Vikings. And we see his passing stats when he gets pressure, and it's poor. It's bottom like
Yeah,
8. So
coaching staff would also be significantly downgraded as well.
yeah. But yeah, people are saying the Raiders are tanking. I don't know. They go kind of hard in these games, but like every team goes hard. So it's about getting the worst group of players because you know they're going to go hard.
Yeah, one team that makes well, I wouldn't use the word tanking, but they do. I do wonder what their motivation is. The Giants.
Yeah, well, no, I
The,
think you're right about that in terms of locker room loss. We were saying the locker room was lost like fucking 5 weeks ago, like halftime against the fucking Giants. So it's
yeah,
all downhill from here, baby. All right, Mike, I'll let you get to bed. Thank you for helping me out.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to the chat, man. Like the chat actually went pretty wild for 1 a.m.
Dude, the chat went hard. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. Best gambling show on the internet. Appreciate Mike. And we'll get a better line next time because you guys had
yeah.
to help out at the beginning. My bad on the Vegas Insider. That shit's cooked. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you,
Have a good
Mike.
night, guys. Bye. Thank you.
All right, Mike. I'm gonna close it down now. Okay.